the wheel, Robbie Gordon, man at work. But a continent away lies his true passion. Not the kids, Baja.
I race NASCAR so I can do this.
His NASCAR ride and this one take place in the same week. Here there's no asphalt and the crowds are slightly smaller. Robbie says there's Indy, Daytona, and the Baja 1000.
Esto es Ensenada, México, mi casa, donde empieza la carrera Baja 1000, la carrera más famosa de off-road en el mundo.
If you don't respect Baja or the desert, it'll kill you.
You're taking your life in your own hands out here. These trucks go upwards of 125, 130 miles an hour, and it's dangerous.
You name it, you'll see it here. Expect the unexpected here in the Baja.
It's risky, but you want to do it.
It's been nicknamed the Iron Man. It's you against the elements and against the terrain.
You're a pioneer. You're going out on this frontier that nobody's gone out on.
It's the 37th running of the Ducati SCORE Baja 1000, starting just south of Tijuana on Mexico's Baja Peninsula. In Ensenada, heading south off-road for 1,016 miles to La Paz. It's non-stop. It could take 17 hours, or it might take 40. There are 300 riders in 31 different classes, lining up from dirt bikes to ATVs and trucks of every type. There's pre-race anxiety and drivers seen as stars. But the really big one to watch is the trophy truck. Unlimited engine power, unlimited imagination.
En noviembre, todos los corredores bajan a la carrera. Vienen a practicar.
The pre-run is crucial. After all, there's a new course every year. The driver's only chance to see where he can floor it. Get a feel for the bends in the bumpy road. And the other little surprises they will face. This is why they bring an extra tire. It also gives the drivers a chance to do something they won't be able to do on race day. Stop and mingle with the locals. But not in here necessarily. Maybe more of an American tailgate.
Lunch on the run, guys, when you're pre-running.
Yeah, we've got 3 weeks of tacos to look forward to.
Living in Mexico.
Just him, he says. He never tasted a sandwich.
You never tasted a sandwich? Yeah, this part of the course we ran on is all pretty much the same course as the 1,000 last year so far. Yeah. So the only difference between this year and last year is lots of washouts, lots of water and mud.
Marty Coyne will do the pre-run 4 times before the race.
So we're going through here at 80, 90, 100 miles an hour.
Got another 90-degree left coming up.
Marty's never won Baja. Come close. He obviously loves this, and that has led to a great friendship with Robbie Gordon. The two hook up at the airport after Robbie flies in after a NASCAR race. That friendship led Robbie to sell his old truck to Marty.
I think he's probably our last competitor we're going to help. You know, I think we're not really, how do I say this, we're not in the business to really build race cars and sell race cars to other competitors. We're in the business to win races.
Whether you race here or live here, you know how tough the conditions can get, and that can ruin your day. Rehearsals are over. It's time to race. The trophy trucks start 1 minute apart, at least in the beginning. It cuts down on the dust. Get the truck to the finish. That's the main plan. Marty's is to share the driving with his son Travis, and that's within the rules. Dad thinks he will pilot the first 600 miles and then give up the wheel. Maybe. The coins get moved into position to start. 3 spots ahead of Robbie Gordon. There are 24 trucks in the field. Marty Coyne gives the crowd what they want. Gordon's truck, built at his garage in Anaheim, California, is top-of-the-line high-tech, but that guarantees him nothing. $1,016 miles of dirt.
Today's SCORE Baja 1000. Brought to you by Energizer. Keep going. By Columbia Sportswear Company. By Garmin. Creating products for an active world. And by Honda, the company that defines performance in motorcycles, scooters, ATVs, and personal watercraft.
NASCAR star Robbie Gordon riding in the race he loves, the Tecate SCORE Baja 1000. Who's crazier, the drivers or the fans?
You know, the question is Robbie Gordon crazy. A lot of people may think that I'm crazy at the speed that we travel as we go through the desert, but we've done our homework, we've done our preparation as far as our pace notes, our GPS settings. I know where I'm at all times and what's on the other side of the rise. Half the competitors we race against aren't prepared as well as we are when we go to start the race.
And a lot of people would say cocky, and I don't think it's really cocky. I think it comes from his ability to get behind the wheel of almost anything and make it fast.
If you've never met him and you don't hear all the bad press on him that he gets from other stuff, because he can be in your face. Very serious, but super talented race car driver, just a lot of fun to be around.
Right now, Robbie Gordon is averaging 60 miles per hour, and that puts him where he wants to be. Marty Coyne is in a similar position. You may ask, how do they know where the heck they're going?
El hombre que está atrás de la vaca 1000 es el señor Salfish. Es el jefe que está detrás de esta carrera.
Hi, ¿qué tal? How are you? Nice seeing you. Bien, bien. Hello, how are you? How you doing? Nice seeing you. Hey, how are you? How's everything in La Paz? ¿Todo bien? ¿Listo? Good, good.
Well, you know, I think I've got a unique role. You know, I do something every day that most people dream about doing on the weekends. I get an opportunity to go out into the desert, and I go out and actually find the routes before the racers even know where they're going, and then mark them. And this is what I've been doing for 31 years, and it's been a great privilege and a great experience to do this. I've been married now for 31 years. And I'd leave in those early days and say, I'm going down to pre-run the course. And she goes, well, where are you going? And I go, well, you know, I'm going south. I really don't know. You know, there were no checkpoints at that time. You just went from point A to point B. When are you going to be back? I'm not sure. What happens if something, what am I supposed to do if something happens? And I go, you know, I'm really not sure. I guess call the American consulate or someone and say that your husband's down in Baja somewhere.
One of the most important parts about the Baja race is that Sal Fish celebrates every year with old friends.
Thank you for you coming here. I can smell you when you come a long way. I told this guy. What are you doing?
You can smell fish.
Mud, fish.
He spends more time in Mexico than at home, and the people are why. Sal Fish, the man behind Baja and its many traditions.
Johnny, have a good one, okay? I'll see you in La Paz. Be safe, okay? Have a good race, okay?
One of those, the pre-race handshake for everybody. And then he'll fly to be at the finish. Details. Details.
Okay. What time do we have?
6:09.
6:09, okay. Hey, Oscar, we're late, we're racing time. Jim, what's our time? 15 minutes. 15 minutes. 10 minutes, you guys. 10 minutes. Got about 8 minutes now, I think. Jim, give me a 5, okay? Give me a 5 minute.
Okay. We're coming up right
Now, in 5 seconds, it'll be 5 minutes.
Clear it out here.
2.5.
Okay. 2 minutes.
Jim!
As you can tell, Sal Fish has surrounded himself with the right people.
Okay, we need everybody cleared out, okay? Please. Let's get out. Let's get out of the way, you guys. Let's get back.
In any sport, you have certain teams that just have more of everything, like dollars. That said, Marty Coyne has the perfect last name. Still, he's a player and knows when he steps out on this field, a story can happen at any moment.
Talking about anything can happen in Baja. We were free running, this is 4 or 5 years ago down in Baja. And as we see, it's really a vulture. But it looked like about a 60-pound vulture. And as we're coming down pre-running on the course, we see it start to take off and fly. Well, I think this darn thing was so heavy, it couldn't catch air and levitate. So just as we were passing him, he actually fell down and came crashing through our windshield and blew out our windshield. To see almost like a Tyrannosaurus come through your windshield, you know, this big old giant vulture, I mean, that's just normal things that happen on a pre-run or during race day in Mexico.
Who hasn't had that happen? Anyway, these trucks may look like they're alone, but they're not. They couldn't do it alone. Each truck has a chase crew and a pit crew, maybe 60 people. The chasers follow on highways and then race to the scene for repairs or fuel. As in any race, you can feel the urgency. And this is part of Baja Robbie Gordon knows well.
I would put the preparation up to the Baja 1000. I'd put 2 times what it takes to go to the Daytona 500. As we're heading down towards that towards that thing, so that we can get Barlow's guys at Highway 22. From there down.
The day before the race, Gordon's and Coyne's teams meet for 45 minutes to ensure they get to the finish line while not neglecting safety to do it.
More people are killed on the highway than are killed in this race. I mean, this is like the most dangerous thing in the world, especially once it gets nighttime and you get from Loreto. I don't know what guys you got chasing on the highway, but whoever you have chasing from San Ignacio to Constitucion, they'll kill 8 people this year at this race, just on the highway, right there. There's tight turns, there's cliffs, there's cows. It's really, really, really dangerous.
Coming at you is trophy truck number 16, driven by Cameron Steele. He has a unique theory about all the planning that goes into this, the logistics.
This is how I figure the logistics are. We write it all down, we go through it in the computer, I go over it with the team, all the drivers do, and then about 5 hours before race time, I grab a grenade, pull the pin, and drop it into the logistics box, and it just explodes. Anything can happen, and it's gonna. I guarantee you, we'll have some kind of twisted, scary story when we get to La Paz, no matter what, whether we win or not.
This is the night before the race. Cameron and crew are going through some of their logistical checks. And let's just say things did not go well.
This is the part where we talked about dropping a grenade in the plan book. We went through a tranny drill last night. What that means is we went out and tested to set our lights. We're gonna do about 10 miles, just cruise the truck, no worries, right? Well, of course, the transmission decided to blow up, so they put the truck together at 4 in the morning this morning and tested it, set the lights, and so it's been a little bit of a fire drill for us. You know, I laid down in bed about midnight, and I think I probably fell asleep about 2 and woke up at about 4 o'clock in the morning. So the stress level was like...
You won't be able to wake him up tomorrow with a hand grenade.
Weatherman, do you copy? Weatherman, do you copy, Weatherman? Weatherman, go ahead.
Some mamas won't let their boys race without me.
The Weatherman, Bob Steinberger, Baja's eye in the sky. He monitors all the truck's radios from that plane and then reports on breakdowns or crashes.
Weatherman to SCORE Air 2. Did you get that transmission that we have a case of a course worker with food poisoning at Coco's Corner, checkpoint 5? What does the doctor advise the nurse to do with the patient then? Induce vomiting or what?
Other concerns revolve around his son, Scott. That's him driving truck number 7. Dad listens for every bit of news about him, and that's when the family of the race kicks in.
Now, all the checkpoint workers know my son, know me. So they say number 7 or weather boy is through pit Charlie or through checkpoint 7 or whatever, leading the race or what. I like to hear these things.
This is the one and only Baja.
Hey, weather bitch, have a good day up there. We'll talk to you later, all right? Air clear.
NASCAR driver Robbie Gordon negotiates the early miles of the Tecate SCORE Baja 1000. Totally committed to finally winning this race in a trophy truck. So far, so good. But the same cannot be said for his friend, Marty Coyne. At 105 miles, he had the fastest time. But now, he stopped at the side of the road. What is it? Can it be fixed? How far away is the chase team? And if they need a part, will they have it?
Anything can happen now. You have the best prepared vehicle, which I've seen some of the finest race teams, leave the starting line and within a quarter of a mile break something, and their chase vehicle that had that particular part would never have thought they would have broken in that time period. So they were already 200 miles down the course, and here's a guy sitting there. He's out of the race.
The official word is that Marty suffered a broken harmony balancer off the back of the crankshaft. In sports terms, that's a blown Achilles tendon. Coyne's done. Keeping these trucks going is an expensive proposition. Building one of them costs between $300,000 and $500,000. And that's just the truck. If you want to see a big sponsor's name on there, you better show results. And keep up with the latest technology by buying it. The extreme conditions require the absolute best materials. Ka-ching.
I've always said that in any form of motorsports, and especially off-road racing, the best way to become a millionaire is to start with $2 million. You'll become a millionaire very soon.
Being imaginative can also cost. Check out Mark Miller, who's a money manager for a living. He runs his team on a tight budget, but he found a way to get fuel on the go. That's right. While the defending champion is rolling along on a flat stretch, his fuel delivery truck gets in position to connect a nozzle on its front with the receptacle on the back of his rig. No stopping for gas. He saves only seconds, but how cool is that?
The truck that we have is a different package than these other guys. We're going to refuel while we're moving on the highway and try to work on a track position thing till we get to about mile 200. And, you know, these guys are, I already saw a couple of them. They're a little nervous about it. They're talking to their crew chiefs. They're wondering, why, you know, why are we doing that? Have you tested it? You know, of course, we've been testing it for 2 months, and we kept it secret, and we unveiled it today. And I'm sure they'll make it illegal tomorrow, but it's going to work today, and it's going to put us up in the lead early on, and then we can set the pace. That's what the plan.
Just like it did last year when Mark won the race. You can tell they've been practicing. This is smooth. Preparation and thinking outside the box pays off. Emerging from the dust is Darren Skilton. Look carefully. See what's missing? How about a partner? Darren Skilton rides alone.
It's kind of funny because you actually sit there at the start line right before you go sometimes when you go to solo it, and you're just like, all right, I got 1,000 miles to go. It's going to take me a while, you know? And for a second there, you're thinking, oh, this is crazy. And then once you get going, you just get into it, and adrenaline keeps you just going the whole way.
This is an off-road race, but there are some unavoidable stretches of highway that are used to link up the off-road stuff. This can get a little hairy and dangerous because these roads are open. Speed limit, 60 miles an hour.
What's the speed? Give me a speed. 54, 54, 59, 58, 58. Right there is good. Can't pass, can't pass. You gotta wave me by.
The word
words you don't want to hear are Mayday or we have an emergency.
Hey, everybody stand by. We do have an emergency. Copy. Don't know the race team involved. But we have a driver in semi-serious condition. The passenger in the truck, the chase truck, is okay, and the local that hit him is okay. I'm happy to say that incident number 3, the driver is DOA, and this is a lesson to all of us to be very, very, very careful. Don't race on highways. Don't race on highways.
The Ducati SCORE Baja 1000 is definitely not about smooth sailing.
The biggest thing that probably scares us, some things that have happened down here in Baja in the past, is what we call booby traps.
Not the exploding type, just little annoying jumps that the locals like to build sometimes.
The Mexicans go out, and I guess the truck 15 feet in the air isn't enough excitement for it. They want it 25 feet in the air, so they'll lay some telephone poles and put dirt on it and build really, really sharp ramps. And sometimes people's vehicles won't absorb those ramps, but hopefully, you know, we have our car set up where we can hit big bumps or get ourselves in a dangerous situation that the car will go through without a problem like that.
You guys have a great day, okay? You know about Ojos, be very careful. There's a lot of people at Ojos, and you know where you have the first water cross at Rancho Mezcal? They dug a big hole.
Coming into the water here on the Chaser Montes. Tell them to pull us out of the booby trap right after the water. Out. Somewhere right here. Somewhere here. Right here, right here, right here. That can't be it. No, that's not much of a booby trap. No, there's got to be another one. Yeah, there is. Slight right. There you go. Slight left. There it is, there it is, there it is, there it is. Woo! That was sketchy, dude. With no brakes, it's a little scary. Yeah?
I've seen people push people out in the way of the truck, and that's just not funny. I mean, you know, this truck hits somebody at 120 miles an hour, it's going to mow them over like they weren't even there.
Yeah, they seem to get in the way a little bit, but they move awful quick.
You know, if they throw a rock out at the Daytona 500 on the race course, they'll stop the race. Here, that's common.
Copy, 31 through 4, first four-wheel vehicle, Robbie Gordon.
Robbie Gordon has won other classes at Baja, but not the premier trophy trucks. He comes in with the theme, just win, baby.
We either win or we break, and that's just the way it's always been. And I consider it going to be the same thing again. We came here for one reason, that's to win the Baja 1000, and we're going to win or we're going to break.
That's what he told us. We have to win. So, have to win, we get to pull out all the stops. He kind of cut us loose on whatever we wanted to do and whatever it took to win the race.
Another team with a void in the trophy truck class is Team Herbst. Like Gordon, they have a big financial backing. How about owning casinos in Vegas?
This race burns in our stomach. My brothers and I have been fairly successful in the last 5-6 years in the trophy truck class, Class 1. But we have not won the overall here. And especially the Peninsula run, where you run 1,000 miles straight to La Paz. You know the red truck. They know the terrible. It is something that they look forward to seeing the 3 times that we come down here to Mexico.
Rob probably doesn't want to hear this, but on race, and he knows this, it's funny, on Terrible Herbst, they're the Team Red. They're really the nicest people in the world. And on race day, I always wear a Terrible Herbst t-shirt under my race uniform because they're out there and they've told us every race, if you guys ever have any problems, or especially if we have a big crash, they've always got a helicopter up and they said, we will come get you guys and do whatever. I mean, they're family. So it's camaraderie. Yeah, we want to beat them and they want to beat us. And you know, we have the driver. Everybody's good drivers out here, but we have an exceptionally talented driver. So we're always kind of the odds-on favorite, but we've had a lot of our problems in the past, so we're also the favorite to kind of break, too. But there's not anybody out here that would help you, give you a tire. And we've had friends where Robbie's asking for a tire, and I'm stealing a tire off the back of the truck because we're going to take it regardless. We need a flat. We need a tire to fix a flat, so we have our little, you know, routine.
Defending champion Mark Miller has similar views. To him, the real opponent can't be psyched out.
I don't care what anyone else is doing. I know how fast I need to go. You know, we've won this thing last year, won the 500 last 2 years we've been here. And really, I'm racing against Baja. I'm not too worried about any of these guys out here. They're all my buddies, and you know, they all have the same problems that I have. But most of the guys that are in the starting line today, they're down around number 51, 53 on my list of concerns.
What is a concern to solo driver Darren Skilton is not the 1,016 miles or the terrain. They're givens. What he's thinking about is hours ahead.
You have a cold, damp night. That's the worst thing physically to go through, because you actually get to the point where you're shivering uncontrollably because that wind just cuts right through you. When you're driving a trophy truck at 120 mile an hour and you're wet and cold and you're going down the coast and the moisture's in the air, it's just like driving into a blizzard. You just freeze.
Right now, it's still warm. Scott Steinberger, a.k.a. Weather Boy, is up with the leaders, giving his suspension a workout.
Okay, we have an emergency, possible emergency. Everybody stand by. Go ahead with the emergency. Mile 159, Darren Skilton, upside down, middle of the course.
Yeah, we got you, Bob. What's the mile marker of the incident?
Race mile 159er.
And car upside down, I hear?
That's correct, and our helicopter says everybody's out of the car and walking around.
Remember, there is no everybody. It's only him. And Darren Skilton knows he hit that lip and flipped his car. Darren's out of the race. Sometimes they just flip it over and keep on going. Not this time.
From 11, 12, from you, it's all getting fed down to the finish line for the computer printouts.
And who am I speaking to?
Radio Bob, that skinny old guy.
How about a margarita?
Sweetheart, I'd love a margarita.
Sal Fish knows if there's going to be a toast at the SCORE Baja 1000, it'll be way down the road. His job's only halfway done. After clearing the start, he has to get to La Paz for the finish.
This is kind of a tedious situation now because the race is in full swing and I'm kind of not out of contact with everything, but you know, I'm going to be in the air in a private plane for about an hour and a half and the race is going on. It's kind of a gut-wrenching feeling for me. You know, until I land in La Paz, communication is pretty tough, and then I'll have to pick up the race where it is when we get in La Paz.
That finish is still 600 miles away for Robbie Gordon, but he is rocking, and the only one to have a NASCAR Childress engine that's giving him 900 horsepower to play with. He is 12 minutes faster than the next fastest truck. On a highway stretch, defending champion Mark Miller is in front of Scott Steinberger. Miller is averaging 63 miles per hour. That's third best after 400 miles. That may or may not be the plan, but you know he has one.
The thing is, we have such a good plan that it doesn't, you know, the tactical aspect of it is all done back at the shop, and it's all done. And so if I just execute the plan, we'll win. I mean, and that's what we're going to do. So I feel good about it.
Mark Miller will drive a little bit more than half the race, and then hand off to Ryan Arciero. So part of the plan, don't tempt fatigue. The casino owners, Team Herbst, they are players today. No surprise. They're the most successful off-road team, but this is the one trophy they don't have. Back to Cameron Steele, racing on 2 hours sleep after bad last-minute car problems. And you know how sometimes you just have one of those days?
Hear that? Yeah. Is that a tranny? Want me to look? I don't know. You tell me. You're the mechanic. Screw it. Hear it? What's wrong? Huh? Something's wrong. Do you hear it? Yeah. Open your face shield. Let's pull over and look at it, because if it is a drive shaft and let's losing it damage back to the trans. I don't want to lose the trans. drive shaft centerpiece. We have a one-piece drive shaft we're going to try to put in. So right now, that's our next game is to do that. So we'll see what happens.
So Trophy Truck 16 should be advised that 268 X-Ray has an extra drive line at race mile 330.
Trouble in the desert, and it's spreading. That exploding cloud of dust is a bad sign for Scott Steinberger. He's crashed, rolled numerous times, and gone into a tree. His dad, who patrols the skies, listening to all the truck radios, will get this news. Is his son okay?
You guys okay? Amazing piece of tape, I'll tell you that. Got it? Yes, sir. Wow. You guys are okay, though? No broken bones?
No broken bones. I whacked my head pretty good.
Okay, we called it in, so I don't know what they're going to do. Oh, man. I'm glad you're okay.
Man, oh man! Emergency, possible emergency, number 7.
Wouldn't it be amazing if Steinberger and Jesse Jones finished the Baja? Crashes are inevitable in the Baja, and so is driving at night.
There's no one that's getting a free ride in the Ducati SCORE Baja 1000. You're going to start in daylight, and sometime or another, you're going to encompass sheer darkness. And boy, I tell you, it changes your mental aspect of what you're doing.
Anything can happen. Last year, I saw things running across the course that weren't actually running across the course. I saw animals that weren't there. I mean, reflectors that become eyes. I'll be driving down the middle of the race course and all of a sudden jam on the brakes and my rider will go, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Did you see that?" They're all, "You're losing it. You're going cuckoo."
The drivers of the Baja headed towards nightfall as fast as they possibly can. For the best of the Jeep world of adventure sports highlights, go to AOL and check out the Adventure Top 5.
He controlled himself?
Yeah.
The word that blows through Baja is good for Robbie Gordon.
Took off. Last that we heard, he was still in the lead, first overall.
While the drivers make it through the night, there's still work to be done at the finish. Sal Fish arrived 6 hours before the first vehicle will cross the line.
I want to make sure who these kids are because I want to give them some decals, okay? So let's remember who they are.
There's a definite anticipation, and Sal is still working on all the final details.
You know? Okay? You understand? I see he understands my Spanish very well, right?
Yeah, we want to put a...
Go ahead, Stevie.
First trophy truck, Robbie Gordon, number 31, to San Ignacio.
Fantastic. What's that averaging?
60 plus.
Más de 20,000 gentes esperan a los pilotos de esta carrera.
The Spanish word for party is fiesta, and that's what's going to be happening throughout the night. The first headlight belongs to a motorcycle, and the motorcycle started 3 hours before the trophy trucks. As usual, Team Honda, with Steve Hengeveld aboard, is the winner.
Congratulations. Welcome in, you okay?
Oh, I'm great.
Averaging a record speed of 63.5, Team Honda finished in just under 16 hours, faster than any four-wheel vehicle. The Baja 1000 started with the motorcycles. In 1962, Honda wanted to introduce a new bike, and in the process established a real time record down the Baja. It took them 39 hours and 54 minutes. The head of the current Team Honda is Johnny Campbell, who started on the bike. Campbell won his 8th straight 1,000, this time in record time.
I think for somebody to come and beat me here, one, they need to be dedicated, they need to work hard, they need to have a passion for it. I've seen a lot of guys come down here and say and talk about, you know, hey, we're gonna win, we got this, that, you know. But you know what? They're gone in like a year or two. And it's because they don't have as much passion or desire, or they don't want to work as hard as I do. They just don't want it as bad.
You know, the guys that are really hanging it out though are the motorcycle guys. So when you consider they're sitting there, you know, on top of a gas tank and 2 wheels and a frame, a chassis, man, my hat goes off to them. I mean, they are unbelievable heroes of the Baja.
When you mention legends of the Baja, you have to talk about 63-year-old Malcolm Smith.
Larry in the truggy, overall then.
He rode the last 100 miles in the dark.
Good. Welcome back, kid. Yeah. Is this the dream team?
And was a member of a team of motorcycle riders 50 and over, completing the Baja in 17 hours and 33 minutes. Johnny Campbell versus Malcolm Smith. Who would win?
He beat me. You can always say you were as fast as they are, but you're not. I mean, people just get better. It's like Olympic athletes. They just get better every year.
Malcolm has won 8 Baja 1000 races on various different vehicles, from buggies to motorcycles. But the connection between Malcolm and the Baja is deeper than just stats and longevity. Malcolm is such a part of the Baja 1000, he started an orphanage here.
Jimmy, thank you for all the help.
He is a legend who is leaving a legacy.
Hey, well, a little report here from Trophy Truck 16. I'm Cameron, and this is Chris over there, and we're on the rope tow into San Felipe. These are some of our friends in front of us, and the Trophy Truck 16 is dead. And we weren't smart enough to pack food or water into this here thing, so we're pretty lucky someone came along and got us. And I hate off-road racing. We just got to figure out a way to get to La Paz. So for now, we'll see you guys at the finish line. Who knows when? Cheers. Peace out.
Well, you get to, you know, we're going to give you 20 minutes. You get to go back.
As the motorcycles trickle in at the finish ahead of the trophy trucks, the word on everyone's lips is, how's Robbie Gordon doing?
How far is Robbie Gordon's leading, right?
Yeah, that's what I heard, yeah.
Good deal.
Yeah, that's, it'll be interesting. They keep it together, you know.
Yeah. That's tough for him sometimes.
Yeah, well, yeah. Well, he's out of the truck now, you know, because he had to go to Homestead.
As planned, Robbie is out of the car after 700 miles, on his way to that NASCAR race in Florida. He's waiting for updates as the trophy trucks approach the finish. Out here, you need a satellite phone. If this looks familiar, Malcolm Smith has been finishing the Baja 1000 since 1967. His first win was that year. That's him with Jim McKay. And that's him with Sal Fish. There are legends all over the place. Like any race, it's the people who make the machines come alive.
SCORE Baja 1000, brought to you by Honda, the company that defines performance in motorcycles, scooters, ATVs, and personal watercraft. By America Online. Want a better internet? You belong at America Online. By Columbia Sportswear Company. And by Energizer. Keep going.
Guido.
Robbie Gordon's NASCAR schedule is calling.
Hey, how big a lead you got? How big a lead do you have?
But his trophy truck status is on his mind.
Who did? Nope. What?
The truck he left in first place has broken down. Now damage control. What's broken? How soon can we fix it? Is it too late? What's your mindset when it's first place or nothing?
No forward, no reverse.
You got it right there.
All right.
This one. This one's got everything.
Okay. All right, well, go get them. No, Roger and Brian are still here in Loretto. They couldn't keep up. Oh, let's go. You guys need to borrow somebody's car and tow it in. Go. Okay. Yeah. Go to the highway 22 crossing. They'll pull it back to the pit. They'll be there in about an hour. Bye.
That leaves a major opportunity for someone else. The trophy trucks are getting close to the finish line. 16 miles to La Paz.
20, full tilt, and we've just caught you for a long. We were going a long time. You had a lot of them smoked.
Huh?
You smoked a lot of them.
That little pro truck's in a roll.
Move over, Brad.
With Robbie helpless and his car broken down, he knew which truck was going to win.
Bring him in, bring him in. Bring him in.
For the second year in a row, Mark Miller's truck is the first trophy truck to cross the line. Using his downsized budget, this is the only off-road race that Mark Miller can afford to compete in the calendar year.
It's exhaust off, what'd you do?
And his fuel on the go may have only gained him seconds, but how much time did it gain him in intimidating the rest of the field? Mark Miller and Ryan Arciero, champions of the 2004 Ducati SCORE Baja 1000. One by one, they ended like they started, staggered to a degree. Friends, family, crew members can't wait to see how they're doing in there. Team Herbst in the #1 red truck finished 4th, still without that elusive Baja 1000 trophy truck title.
Yeah, we made it. And I've never seen so many people on the course. It's unbelievable.
Hey! Hey, babe. You got her now?
Darren Skilton tried to solo Baja. He couldn't. Josh Baldwin had a co-driver.
Anything go wrong with your truck?
But he was the only driver for the entire 17 hours and 44 minutes.
Keep your helmet on.
I haven't been out of the truck all day.
Keep your helmet on.
I will.
Woo! Yeah! Woo!
And it still feels good. Robbie Gordon is left to ponder his motto.
We either win or we break, and that's just the way it's always been. And I consider it going to be the same thing again. We came here for one reason, that's to win the Baja 1000, and we're going to win or we're going to break.
We were right in the hunt. We were very, very close. When I got in, we were physically 12 and a half minutes behind Robbie. He was first on the road. We were 5th, which is really close because, I mean, I think he started 6th and we started 17th. So when you take away the time split, it was very close. And
especially since it was a minute, not 30 seconds. It was advanced up.
So we ran really good all the way, and we got by Scott Steinberger. It's funny, the GPS guy forgot to mark one, and it got him, and he barrel rolled his truck. So he was rolled over, and Willie said, I go, how come you didn't tell me skull and crossbones? He goes, it wasn't marked. I go, oh, that's why you rolled.
It looked like we'd find Scott Steinberger at the hospital. Instead, we found him at the finish. Robbie Gordon's truck was broken down for 13 hours, but finished as well. Life's little dreams sometimes become passions, and passions can be expensive. But if there's one thing we've learned, there is no check you can write that can absolutely get you to the finish.